Hi there, I'm Fred Cochran. I'm back from my Vegas trip. In my previous video, which nobody saw, I laid out a budget for about 3 days, uh, about $300 a day, so about 900 total plus hotel rooms. Well, I spent a little more than that, but I also stayed there for 5 days. Total, might as well put total down. I spent $1,100. So some people ask how to invest $1,000, or what would they do if they had 1,000? Well, I spent 1,000 on my Vegas trip, which was really cheap because about 10 years ago I went and it cost me about 2,800 for 4 days, and this was 5 days. So why was this so much cheaper? Well, I spent a lot less on beer this time. I mean, I knew that, if you want to drink beer, just sit at the table, so give you free beer. It's pretty nice. They're actually pretty good about that. Plus, I knew which shows I wanted to go see. I only saw 2 shows. I saw Penn and Teller, which is awesome. And I saw, what else did I see? The Tournament of Kings, which wasn't too bad. There was a couple things I didn't like about each show, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I really wanted to see Teller jump out of a box at the beginning of Penn and Teller, and he did, and he just kind of popped up. And upon reflection, he's 68 years old, but god damn it, I want to see him jump his ass out of that box like he did when he was 54. Okay? So Teller, since you're not ever going to watch this video, I'm going to tell you now to jump out of that fucking box next time. Also, thank you for taking that selfie with me. And calling me a cheap kid. Yeah, thanks Penn too. Thank you for hunkering down so my girlfriend would fit in the picture, because that made it amazing. Okay, what else was I going to do here? Oh yeah, so originally I was planning on spending about 900 plus hotel rooms. So that would have put me at about $1,200. I figure about 100 a night. 1,200, not 12,000. I'm not that big of a high roller. So I figured about 1,200 for the trip, but I actually spent less than that. I spent 1,100. Food wise, obviously, I took my girlfriend there because it was Valentine's Day, and Oh, also, the trip was paid for by my company because I'm a truck driver. I'm a mover, actually. I move furniture for people. And it just so happened on Valentine's Day, someone needed their stuff moved to Las Vegas. So that was an awesome first trip. So, believe it or not, I got a free trip to Vegas for Valentine's Day with me and my girlfriend. Okay? The only catch was I had to work. I know there's a bunch of stuff written on here, but if you look at the old video I made on this, you'd understand when I was planning my trip, which I only had a week to do because it came out of nowhere. But here's why you need to save and budget, okay? Because if you're on a budget and you save money, when an opportunity comes up, like taking a trip to Vegas, and there's a choice between 2 people, you and someone else, and the other person has no money, they don't want to go to Vegas because they can't do anything. Meanwhile, I, on the other hand, did have an extra $1,000 laying around. It's actually my bank account. I just don't leave money laying around. Or do I? Yes. But I digest. But, yeah. So that's how I got my trip to Vegas. 1,100. One meal and one night was paid for by my company, because I had to work. I got there on Sunday and had to work on Monday too. So 2 of those days I was working. Okay, the rest of the time, I took the next 2 days off. I went to the Rio, which is off the Strip. I love the Rio, by the way. That's where Penn and Teller is, which is pretty much the reason I wanted to go there. Plus, I love the Voodoo Lounge. But I never made it there because I was so freaking tired every night. Too much walking. Yeah, here's a pro tip for going to Vegas. Bring some good walking shoes. You're going to need them. Okay? Also, do not rent a car. Cars are for dummies. Get taxis. I know I spent $30 on taxis my first night and then spent, I think, another $15 total. Maybe another $30. But renting a car, that costs you $30 to $70 a day, depending on what you rent. Unless you're a higher roll and want to rent a Lambo or something. You want to do that, I mean, it's going to cost you like $300 a night. But, I mean, as long as you're conscious of how much money you're spending, you can do a nice little vacation for $1,000. I mean, I'm $1,100, but I got more than that to spend. You know, you start saving money, eventually you're like, oh, an opportunity comes up, oh, I can just use it on this. But it's important, you don't want to go overboard. That is overboard. Don't do that. Oh, is that written too small? No, you can zoom in on your goddamn camera. Or your phone, or whatever the fuck you're looking at this at. If not, that's 2,800. Okay? So that's what that is. Now I'm going to erase that because I'm never going to spend that much again. Or will I? But, seriously, $1,100 over 5 days is actually pretty good. I mean, I was expecting to spend around $400 a day with my hotel room included, but I got a reasonable rate. I was able to park my semi at the Rio, which is big, you know. If you can't park somewhere, then you got to park somewhere else, and it might be a little shady, and someone could break in. But it worked out pretty good. But, you know, you really need to have your finances in order. I mean, if you're drowning in credit card debt, you know, if I was like a normal person living paycheck to paycheck, I wouldn't have been able to go out there and see Penn and Teller. I mean, that was $190 for 2 tickets. 2 tickets. Well, that was the Valentine's Day show, so it was a little more expensive. Yeah, so, you know, I may be the second best boyfriend ever. I'm just fucking with you. I'm the best. So, oh, maybe I'm not the best. What did you do for Valentine's Day? Did you get your girlfriend a box of chocolates? I got my girlfriend a box of chocolates. But unfortunately, I left it in Rapid City, South Dakota while I was in Las Vegas, taking her to the Grand Buffet and, you know, Penn and Teller. So, you know, yeah, you know, maybe you're a better boyfriend because you got the box of chocolates. Did you get the hearts? I got a square box. Hang on a second. That's a square box of chocolates. That's what I got her. I digest. But seriously now. Okay, where was I at? I lost my train of thought. I've been drinking a few beers because, you know, I like to recycle. And, well, you can't just recycle one can. You need a lot of them. But, you know, keeping your finances in order, when you get an opportunity, or any opportunity for that matter, if you have your finances in order and you have money saved up, you can take advantage of a lot of opportunities that you couldn't before. And you need to be careful when you're looking at opportunities that you're looking at an opportunity and someone's not trying to sell you a pile of shit. Salesmen kind of do that sometimes. But, I mean, I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I wanted to see. I did almost everything I wanted to except for go to the top of the Voodoo Lounge because I was too tired from walking around all day. I'd been to Vegas about 10 years ago. Things have changed a lot. A lot more everything. Pretty good experience. I mean, the only problem was I got worn out and tired. I need to lose about 20 pounds if I plan on walking around all day. If I don't plan on walking around all day, I can put on 300 again. I was never that heavy. I'm about 265 right now. My heaviest was about 340. I lost weight by eating 3 meals a day. True story. But this is about finance. And I spent $1,100, which I had originally budgeted a lot more for that. I brought $1,300 in cash. I got a picture of it. Maybe I'll put that picture up here, because fuck it, I took a picture of it. And then I brought home $900 in cash. So we do 1,300 minus 900. So I should have brought home around 400. But I brought home 900. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that completely wrong. Minus 1,100. And that should be about 200 I would have brought home. But I brought home $900. 900. I spent the rest on my credit card. Now, it's very important. If you're going to spend a ton of money on your credit card, pay it off every month. Because if you pay it off every month, you don't pay more money for anything. Hang on one second. Ah, look at that. Huh. Well, anyway. But I spent $1,000. Let's wipe all this out. Now, I'll give you a financial lesson because the one person who keeps watching this video may need to understand this someday. But if you take $1,000 that you own and you spend it, it costs you nothing. Now, how does spending $1,000 cost you nothing? Well, I'll show you, because if you use credit cards to spend $1,000, and if you've got the average rate, which is over 20%, it's going to cost you about 2% a month. That's about standard, okay? And in case anyone's wondering how bad 2% a month is on $1,000, over 30 years, that 1,000 will grow to 1 million. Turn your head sideways. That's a million. I write it sideways because, you know, if you fucking have $1,000 and paying 2% a month on it, you're losing $1 million fucking dollars. I mean, seriously, if you could invest $1,000 and get 2% a month for the rest of your life compounding, fuck, you'd be a millionaire in 30 years. Just off that one investment. Because of compounding interest. But nobody does this. I mean, I guess Donald Trump did it. He took $1 million, and for that you just move the zero, add 3 more. Oh, that's what he did. 26% return on investment. That's how you become a billionaire. Or how you become a millionaire off $1,000. But you can lose tons of money. That's why you do not use credit cards. Unless you pay them off. Because if you pay them off, you ain't paying nothing. That becomes zero. So I'll be paying mine off this month. Yeah, I got a $1,000 credit card bill. And at the end of the month, it will be zero. Because money. Or math, or because I'm responsible. Is there anyone still watching this shit? Does anyone care about financial responsibility anymore? I don't think so. I should probably just make shit up. Making shit up works a lot better on YouTube anyway. Yeah, see, by spending money on your credit card, you can make money. That's bullshit. Anyone tells you that's full of shit. But seriously, get your finances in order, save up money, and then when an opportunity comes by, you could go to Vegas and have fun. That's an actual rendition of me. I'll put a picture up. I know I'm not smiling in the picture with Penn because I was just shocked I got a picture of him and Teller. But it was the best day of my life. Just ask my girlfriend or anyone who knows me on Facebook. Or nobody else. Anyone still there? You're gone now, right? Okay, good. So anyway, I had a great time. I was happy. And that's how Vegas is. I plan on making 2 trips this year. 1 trip back home where I own a home. I have 2 homes I own right now. I'm paying mortgages on both of them. One's a rental. Didn't intend to be, but that's how things work out sometimes. But I also I went back home and I went to Vegas this year, and it's February. That's what I was planning on doing this year. 2 trips. I've already accomplished all my goals. I need more goals. I mean, maybe some of you don't accomplish yours and you need, I don't know. Maybe you're just ordinary people. But seriously, save money, reduce your debt. I'm pointing to things that aren't even written on here. But I went to Vegas and had a great fucking time. Did you go to Vegas and have a great fucking time? And by the way, next month I'll be like, wow, that Vegas trip was good. I'm not gonna be like, holy fucking shit, I still owe 3 fucking grand in goddamn credit cards because I went to Vegas when I had 2,000 in debt and put another 1,000 on those fucking cards. Okay? That's how trips become fucking nightmares. Don't do that. Also, don't take your tip off your pen. Because that can fucking suck. I mean, seriously, $200 a month is bullshit. Is that 200? Maybe it's 20. I don't know. I've never paid fucking interest on my credit card. So, maybe someone can tell me down in comments. Yeah, the one guy who's still listening, Quincy, if you're listening, put your videos in a goddamn thing on the side so I can just click on one and have them all play. Oh, anyone else who wants to subscribe, if you're making videos, put them in a list so that way I can freaking click on them and watch them all at once. Okay, thank you. That's about it. So, in wrapping everything up, it's late. I've had a few beers. I'm still on cloud 9 from going to Vegas. I came back, did my finances. Everything's in order. Now I got to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of the year. Maybe I'll make more videos. If I can get like 3 subscribers. That's a little 3. Because, well, fuck it, that's why. That's it.